Another session and another change in conditions. Welcome back to round 8 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. This the final time the cars will hit the track this weekend, and with that we have yet more changes in conditions. After a soaked track earlier for qualifying 2, we now have a full dry track for the second race this afternoon. What a prospect for the drivers. They have to completely reset everything they learnt from qualifying earlier and go again today. It was a different kind of race yesterday where they were out on wet tyres on a drying track, and now for the first time, it's a full dry track, full slick tyres, and this something they have not had to deal with all weekend. So this is going to be a very wide open race, and we have a brand new driver on pole position in Noah Stromstead and a brand new team on pole position in RPM. 2 drivers on the front row looking for their very first wins in this championship. Welcome to the live coverage wherever you are tuning in from. A very warm welcome. My name, Chris McCarthy. A pleasure to have your company. The 3-minute board going up, and that indicates it is time to start clearing the grid. Noah Stromstead, his father Morten Stromstead, has just stood on the podium in the International GT Open. Can Noah go and stand on that same podium? He's been on the Freca podium before, but not on the top step. It was a first ever pole position for RPM in what is their 3rd season in this championship now. He's the first rookie this season to take a pole position, the first since Marcus Armand at Zandvoort last year. Can he now go and take what would be a first win for the RPM team? Alongside him, celebrating his 18th birthday, Brando Badua looking for his first win in the championship. Teofil Nile looking to get a first win for the Santilok team. He's on row 2 with Rafa Kamara, the championship leader. And then we have Pedro Clero in a very intense rookie title fight. Noah Stromstead could take the lead in that rookie title fight. We have Zach David on row 3. Sandro Giusti is on row 4 with Valerio Rinicella. Very good qualifying for him after a personal best result in the race yesterday. Ugachukwu and Bedrin round the top 10. Then it's Enzo Deligny, also in the rookie title fight. He's on row 6 with Nikhil Bora. So watch for the likes of those 2 coming through. Matteo De Paolo made great progress to get a great result yesterday. So did Evan Gilter. Got on the podium yesterday. Watch for him for row 7. Tuukka Tappinen slightly off the pace this weekend. Can he turn it round in these conditions? Our winner yesterday, James Wharton, down on row 8. Giovanni Maschio, a personal best in qualifying for him. He's alongside Roman Belinsky, who was 4th yesterday. Nando Woodbiden-Bakti comes next. Ivan Dominguez will be alongside in the rookie title race. Marty Garcia and Nico Lacorte are next on row 11. Kanato Lee and Dorian Pan will be on row 12. Following that, as we move into row 13, we have Roman Andriolo and Edgar Pierre, Ricky Liu, and Enzo Peugeot, who did not set a time in qualifying, took a spin coming into turn 9, borne out the red flags. Goes from the back. Enzo Peugeot got his best results of the season yesterday with P5. Could be a dark horse coming from the back of the field. No Yaroslav Veselal picked up an injury to his hand during the race yesterday, so he not competing today. And those all the cars we see getting ready to go for the formation lap. In terms of the championship, Rafa Kamara still leading it as he was yesterday by 61 points. But attention, now we move towards what would be the final 2 rounds after this. Turning to the battle for second with the results we had for the likes of Wharton yesterday, we have just 32 points in the fight for second in the championship between Tappinen, Giusti, Badua and Wharton. A great opportunity for Brando Badua today to move himself towards second in the championship. Stromstead is in a rookie fight where we have a 5-way fight going on for the rookie title. Gilter, Stromstead, Dominguez, Clero and Deligny. Stromstead could take the lead in that rookie championship with a great result today. He and RPM looking for a first win. Brando Badua looking for his first win on his 18th birthday. Ricky Liu, we should address, did take a grid drop, a 4-place grid drop, so he has been put back 4 places. And Ricky Liu for the Trident team. And as we go on the formation lap, a good time to address Trident team, one of our own. And sadly, it's been a very difficult 24 hours for the Trident team. Luca Salvadori, son of team principal Maurizio Salvadori, tragically passed away after a road racing accident whilst competing in Germany yesterday. Luca, a motorcycle racer and huge influencer in the sport, was just 32 years old. The team at Frecker send our deepest condolences to the friends and family of Luca at this time. For Trident, they race on in his memory, as they did in Baku earlier today, where Richard Verschoor picked up an emotional first win of the season in Formula 2. The Trident team have changed their front wings on the cars to an all-black livery. They are wearing black armbands. There have been posts going out from up and down the paddock there to tribute Luca as well. It's a very close-knit community, all going out to race, and that we will do for round 8, race 2, 30 minutes plus 1 lap here at the Red Bull Ring. When they come across the line at the end of the first lap, the push-to-pass system will come in if you are new to the championship, and that they get to use 5 times throughout the race. When they hit 4th gear, they can use it. We don't know when they're using it. They don't know when each other are using it. Point system, the same as Formula 1, albeit without point for fastest lap. And here we go now on to the grid. This round 8 of 10 in the championship. So we are deep into the championship fight. The rookie title fight is where it is very close. And there you can see that changed front wing on the front of the Trident car. Roman Belinsky, eyes on moving forward in this one. And we will shortly have all 28 cars on the grid. And when we do, it'll be eyes to the lights as we get ready to go racing for 30 minutes plus 1 lap. To the left of screen, Brando Badua. To the right for the first time in RPM, and in that RPM is Noah Stromstead. And we are go here for race 2 at the Red Bull Ring. A brilliant start from Teofil Noel. He's going to make it 3 wide up to the first corner. No, he's not. He's going to take the lead straight away. The Santalog Racing driver, Teofil Noel, leads us out of Nicky Lauda curve and down towards turn 3 for the first time. Great launch there from Niall. Stromstead trying to fight back to the right of screen in the 57 there. He's going to fight back down towards turn 3. Battle on the brakes between Niall and Stromstead. We got Badua there in the orange and black livery trying to get 2nd place ahead of Stromstead. They're all wide. We've got Tapanen in the number 8, 2nd in the championship, trying to move forward, but it's Niall, the leader. Directly behind him is Badua. To the right of screen is Stromstead, and then we've got Zach David fighting away for 4th place with Giusti. Round turn 4 now, they go through 5 and into 6. Niall doing a great job. This the first time he's led a race this season, and he's controlling it beautifully so far. He's getting a gap, is Teofil Niall. Comes now through turn 7 and 8. Teofil Niall clearing out front, Stromstead behind him, and then Badua. We've got rookies 1 and 2 so far in this race. There's Giovanni Maschio trying to make places. They make their way downhill. That looks like one of the Prema drivers coming through. Rafa Kamara, he's dropped back, so trying to make his way back up the order as they tip their way into the final corner for the first time and onto the start-finish straight. Across the line, up towards Nicky Lauda curve. In 4th place, that's Zach David trying to ruffle up Brando Badua there. Oh, Niall going wide at the first corner. Stromstead followed him off. We've got a couple of the MP cars going off, a few cars all going off at turn 1. So problems for some of the drivers as they went off into the brakes at turn 1. On the brakes we go at turn 3. And a lock up there. Oh, damage for Rafa Kamara. He's lost his front wing. Enzo Peugeot's lost his front wing. A huge collision there at turn 3. In terms of the amount of cars involved, we've got a spinner that looks like an ART that's gone round. I don't know if it's got going again, but Rafa Kamara has lost his front wing. There you can see the red and white Prema. Kamara, huge consistency all year, but he's going to have to take a trip through pit lane. Let's find out what happened. So Kamara goes into the back of Zach David there. In fact, I think he's gone into the back of Badua, and Valeria Rinicella collides with Sandro Giusti, and Giusti's the car that's tipped round. That yellow flag is still out, which suggests to me that Sandro Giusti might be stranded. Oh, damn, Valerio Rinicella has possibly come together again with Nanda Vodbinan-Bhakti, and Tuukka Tapanen's involved in that. Here we go. Let's find out what happened here then. So Rinicella's got no front wing and collides into Tapanen, and Binan-Bhakti's just an innocent party in that, has nowhere to go, and goes into the side, into the gravel. And the safety car's deployed. Well, no surprises there. To the left of screen, Rafa Kamara's in the pit lane, getting that front wing sorted. He's completely missing one there. You can see the Prema team getting to work. They're going to have to get a front wing on that car. Well, a bad weekend for Tuukka Tapanen just gets a whole lot worse. He's had two very disappointing rounds now, which have just hugely affected his title hopes. The only thing that he can take away from this is the championship leader has also had some misfortunes in this race and is currently in the pit lane. Sandro Giusti, another one of our leading contenders, out of the race. And you can see how angry he is with that. Valerio Rinicella, that was the contact with him. So this has become a very wide open race now. We've got Kamara out, Tapanen out, Sandro Giusti out. The top three in the championship are all out of this race. So Teofil Nile is now our leader. A rookie driver, Teofil Nile, leading the race for the Santalok team. They have had a podium. They got that with Esteban Masson last season in their first season at Paul Ricard, but this would be a first win for the Santalok team. Teofil Nile has a best result of 7th. So to be doing what he's doing, leading a race, controlling the pace out front as he was in those first few corners, incredibly impressive. He was one of the 6 champions coming in to this season, Teofil Nile. There you can see the drivers walking away from the incident. Tuukka Tapanen going to be very disappointed with that. It's just not worked out for him so far this weekend. But Teofil Nile, one of the 6 champions, came in as the Spanish F4 champion. Behind that, Noah Stromstead looking for what would be his first win and a first win for RPM. So we've got 2 very big things at stake there. 2 teams looking for their first wins. Likewise, driver Brando Badua on his 18th birthday. Then Enzo Deligny. He hasn't had then Brando Badua is, well, Enzo Deligny, the timing screen's just confused itself, sorry. There. So then it's Zach David, rather. Then we have Matteo De Paulo in P6. So Matteo De Paulo has come up from 13th place into P6. Roman Belinsky has come from 18th up to 7th. So he's made a fantastic start in the Trident car. Here they come round. There he is. Evan Julter once again. Well, he's come from 14th to 8th. Gachukwu is up to 9th. That's where he started. Enzo Deligny's in the pit lane, so not a good race for him. Pedro Clero is then in P10. And after that, it's Giovanni Maschio. James Wharton, 12th, so he could now be one to watch in this one. He's had really good pace. He's weaving there in the 13. Edgar Pierre's got smoke coming out the back of his car, stationary, and he's come to a stop, and it's just been a really, really disappointing weekend for Edgar Pierre. Didn't start the race yesterday, will not finish it today, it seems. Nikita Bedrin is 12th. Then we have Nikhil Bora 13th. He started in and around the top 10. Climbing out the car is Edgar Pierre, so he's all okay, but the car isn't, it seems, and that's going to be that for Edgar Pierre. Bad luck seems to just be following him round at the moment. Misfortunes following him round, and you hope for his sake it will just change and he'll get a break at some point. But for now, he sadly will not finish this race. And that will leave the safety car out for a little bit longer for us. Ivan Dominguez has come up 6th. Nico Lacorte, well, he won the Pirelli Resilience Award, which is the award for the driver who makes the most places in a race. He's come up a ton of places. So has Roman Andriolo, actually. He gained 15 places at Imola. He's gained 9 so far in this race. And we'll see what Rafa Kamara can do, because at Imola he dropped basically to last and then got back into the points. 21st he is, so do not count him out. If you want to watch a name possibly moving up the field every lap, whilst there is possibly an intense fight going on for the win, then just keep an eye on Kamara, 21. You may see him moving up the order. Dorian Pan, 20th. Made some good ground yesterday and happened possibly out of view at times. So did Maschio as well. He was another one who did that. Gained 14 places despite a front wing change. He's currently in 10th. Well, here we go across the line. This is conditions that have just completely changed. Teofil Nara has been really quick in wet conditions. How's he going to deal with now completely dry conditions? The early laps would suggest completely fine. But it's wide open racing now. We've got drivers who haven't won races. Niall has not won. Teofil Nara has not won a race. Noah Stromstead has not won a race, nor has Brando Badua, nor has Zach David, nor has Matteo De Paolo won a race. Roman Belinsky would be a first win for him as well. Evan Gilter is our first race winner down in P7. Ugo Ukachukwu, we have not seen him onto the top step of the podium, nor Clero, nor Maschio. So the top 2 in the field winners are the likes of Evan Gilter and James Wharton, just to give you an idea of how open this race is. So we could see a really good fight here, and if you were thinking of going anywhere, don't, because the safety car's about to come in this lap. Right, Teofil Nile over to the rookie driver to try and control this. He was a champion for a reason, and he is slowly gaining lots of confidence in this car, in this championship. But Noah Stromstead has his eyes on the win. Brando Badua will see lots of opportunity here. 6 podiums so far this season. He's come so close to the top step. Is this the day he does it? Zach David's been on the podium. Matteo De Paolo not quite, but Roman Belinsky's had podiums. He'll won a top step. Evan Gilter has been on the top step. Here we go. Teofil Nile is going to take us up to the last couple of corners then, and he is now going to get his foot down and take us up towards turn 9. Teofil Nile gets the restart and the race underway into Rint Curve. Teofil Nile, the reigning Spanish F4 champion for Santilog Racing, resumes racing in round 8 of race 2 here at the Red Bull Ring, and he's made a good start there, just breaking the toe slightly on Noah Stromstead. The real fight is going on for 4th place. Matteo De Paolo in the other Santilog is going to dive to the inside there of Zach David, side by side, and they both go wide. Zach David has gone wide there. Matteo De Paolo is going down the inside, and watch for Roman Belinsky in P6. He's right there as well. Here he comes, Roman Belinsky to the outside of Matteo De Paolo. They're side by side. Will Belinsky be able to cover him off in the braking zone? Matteo De Paolo, Belinsky side by side. Ugo Ukachukwu in the papaya. They're going round the outside to try and take a couple of places. He was side by side with Clero and Gilter. Just about rejoins. Meanwhile, we got Stromstead selling the dummy there on Teofil Nile. A bit of a lockout from him in the background. Ukachukwu and Clero still side by side. And James Wharton now picking up a place. The 2 teammates, Ukachukwu round wide. James Wharton's into the top 10. Nikhil Boris facing the wrong way. Gets going again, so no safety car. Roman Belinsky still side by side with Matteo De Paolo here. There in the red and white. That is James Wharton. He is now one to watch in this race. He's gained 7 places, and he's right on the back of Evan Gilter. So is the likes of Clero, who's right behind Belinsky, who's just ran wide there. Down through the final corner they go. Down the start-finish straight here. And Pedro Clero trying to line a move up on Roman Belinsky. Watch for the likes of James Wharton as well in the red and white. Nikita Bedrin is there as well. Of course, raced in the FIA Formula 3 Championship this season. Stood on the top step of the podium in that this season, so watch for him in the orange MP car. Here we go, Clero looks like he's about to make his move on Belinsky. Up towards turn 3, Belinsky covering him off. Evan Gilter feels the need to defend on James Wharton as well. Round turn 3 they go, whoa, sailing wide, Izuka Chukwu there. In a fight with another Van Amersfoort car now, this time it's Ivan Dominguez in the background, in the red and white Prema. Wharton dives to the outside there of Gilter. Is he going to make his way further up the order? So much progress being made here. As meanwhile, whilst all this goes on, Teofil Null controls the pace out front. But we're keeping a real slipstream train here. Don't forget they have those push to pass to use. They get 5 of them to use in the race. When will they use them? Where will they use them? Up to turn 3 is a great place to use them. Do they use them in attack or defense? So far, Niall is not breaking away from Stromstead, and it's keeping it a very close fight. And that's going to keep all these guys in the chasing fight, just trying to move forward. Looking in the mirrors is Evan Gilter there at James Wharton. Coming up through Nicky Lauda curve. There we can see that fight for 6th place, very, very close. The run now to turn 2 begins. Here we go, Belinsky once again defending on Clero. Clero, has he got the run? Does he have the push to pass possibly to execute a move? Here he goes round the outside. Pedro Clero, that would be a good move there. Good racing room between the two, and Pedro Clero going all the way around the outside of Roman Belinsky to make the move. Great racing there between the pair, and Pedro Clero up another place. This is crucial for his rookie championship hopes. Makes a lockup down the hill, and Pedro Clero up a place, but Roman Belinsky wants that place back as he makes his way round the right-hander in towards the left. He's got Evan Gilter. Oh, a bit of contact almost between the pair. Evan Gilter now down the inside. Evan Gilter up a place, and now James Wharton on the back of the Trident driver. They head to the final couple of corners. Into the second half of the race we go. It's Niall, Stromstead, Badua. Here is James Wharton. He's now going to head past Belinsky next into turn 9. So James Wharton up a place. That's a change for P8. Brief yellow flag at turn 4 has quickly come back in. So any troubles we had there have disappeared. Kamara is up to 17th now. Are we about to have a change for 2nd place? Badua right on the back of Stromstead. This is the closest it looks like he has been. I think we are going to see at least an attack here, surely. No, not quite. Stromstead might be the one to attack. In fact, on Teofil Niall almost goes through. Backs off in the end. This is a wide open race. Rafa Kamara makes 1-2 places, is that? Rafa Kamara is charging up the order. Oh, and contact, Ricky Liu's round there. That looked like contact with Roman Andriolo, and Ricky Liu spins back round in the right direction to continue going again. Meanwhile, off in the gravel, that's Evan Gilter. That's gone off. Contact, slight contact perhaps, and Evan Gilter is off and will resume the race, albeit out of the top 10. Evan Gilter was battling away with Pedro Clero, I believe, there, and has gone off into the gravel, gets back going again. There is Clero, and Gilter just going side by side round the outside. It was at turn 4, and will now drop down the field, and that's not good in terms of rookie title hopes. Let's have a look at this again. So out of the corner, trying to get the toe. Oh dear, that could have been a lot worse for Ricky Liu. Thankfully managed to get the car pointed in the right direction, trying to get the toe of Kamara ahead, but that's exactly where Andriolo was. I believe that it was one of the G4 cars, let's just say. That's where the G4 car was. and they were both after the same space. And unfortunately, that saw the car round. Down towards turn 3. Stromsted's been on the defensive here because Niall has a gap and Badua is a lot closer. Brando Badua sees Niall breaking away here, sees he needs to get by. Zach David being very patient in 4th. Matteo De Paolo likewise in 5th. And Claro has made his way up to P6. Great view of them coming up through Niki Lauda curve. There's Claro in P6. Wharton, he's going to be next to make his attack on Claro. He is the fastest car on this track. James Wharton, I remind you, started P16 on the grid. He's absolutely flying. Incident between Claro and Gilter, so that's the one that saw Gilter off at turn 4, will be investigated after the race. Okay, Matteo De Paolo in the 2 to the right of screen, to the outside there of Zach David. Zach David covers him off. We've got a black and white flag for Ricky Liu for what we saw there, him spinning round. Oh no, that's disrespecting track limits, apologies. So they've got to be careful of track limits. Oh, here comes De Paolo, sells the dummy there on David, down the inside. What a move from the Italian, Matteo De Paolo into P4. Can he hold it on the exit though? Would be a beautiful move if he does. And Matteo De Paolo, brilliant stuff. He's up to 4th place, could be looking at his first podium. Now makes his way into T4. James Wharton right there behind them, the winner from yesterday. This would be one of his best drives. That drive yesterday, possibly his best drive we've seen, but this would be just as good if he could come through, and he goes round the outside of Zach David. Zach David there on the inside could do nothing about James Wharton, who just came charging round the outside of him. Gets past, goes into P6, now staring at the back of Claro. And Claro already feeling the need to defend as they go down to T9. In towards the final couple of corners. That's where they've got to be careful of track limits. Into there. Who's this that's in the battle as well? It's Nikita Bedrin. Also in the battle is Giovanni Maschio there. And also Ivan Dominguez. Up the hill we go to the first corner. Sliding they go through that first corner. Got to get a good run out of here. Niall's lead is 0.8 of a second. Badua has dropped back from Stromsted. De Paolo trying to break away from this group. It's James Wharton, the one to watch, the 3rd in queue. One of the fastest on the track. Roman Belinsky now going for a move on Zach David. This could be where the next move comes from. Trying to get himself past David and go with James Wharton. He can see Wharton is fast. He wants to go with him. Here they go, down to T4. Is he going to make his move? He looks to the outside, covered off by Zach David. The Formula Regional Oceania champion goes to the inside, can't quite get through, sees a gap. That would be very brave there. Thinks the better of it in the end. And Nikita Bedrin trying to get by in the background. This has all brought Giovanni Maschio into play. He's been in the points once this season. He's on to get a 2nd point score. This would be his, would match his best result. Can he go and beat that best result? And Ivan Dominguez, this has been a great drive for him so far. He started 20th. He's up to 11th. Rafa Kamara, we said to watch for him. He's P13. He's at the very top of screen in the red and white. He's behind his teammate, Ugo Chukwu, flying through the field. Then you've got Gilter Lecorte coming through the field as well. Started 22nd, 15th. Peugeot, who started dead last, is 16th. Roman Andriolo is out of the race for him, sadly. Down to turn 3. Oh, that's a good move from Ivan Dominguez. That will be the last point on the board. Fantastic driving from Ivan Dominguez. Maschio let him by. It would be a great move if he can hold on to it now. He's going to have to go round the outside, but they've both got to be careful because Rafa Camara's in the background. Ivan Dominguez going down the inside once again. What driving from Ivan Dominguez. Oh, contact though with Maschio. And Maschio forced onto the gravel there. Rejoins, and Maschio will not be too happy with that. But Ivan Dominguez getting his elbows out there to execute that move. Maschio in the end being forced to take the gravel. Meanwhile, it is very close for the lead. There was a gap of 0.8. That's been halved because Noah Stromstead has just set the fastest lap of the race. James Wharton looks like he's right behind Pedro Clero. We've got the FIA Karting World Championships on today. This feels more like a kart race, doesn't it, with how close it is and how much it is changing all the time. This is fantastic stuff. They're going to be all going back to their days, what they learned in those times. Superb stuff as they head up towards turn 3 once more. Matteo De Paolo breaking the toe. Here we go. Norris Stromstead for the race lead. Almost there, had to get out of that move on Teofil Nile. Takes a breather as I do the very same where I am stood. Brando Badua, it is just over a second between these three. The gap back to Matteo De Paolo, just over 2 seconds. Then Pedro Clero, 5th place for him in terms of rookie points. This would be a great result for Noah Stromstead. It would be a good result for Pedro Clero as well. With Evan Gilter down in 14th, it would see Noah Stromstead take the lead in the rookie standings. Ivan Dominguez could do with making more ground. Him making more ground just helps cut that deficit. We've got a 5-second penalty for Ricky Liu. Clero, for him, he's 14 points back from Stromstead in the rookie championship. If he can catch Stromstead and get past, it would be very significant. And there he is in the 22. And don't forget, we've got the battle for second in the championship as well. And we've got the likes of Giusti out, Taponen out, and Badua could be making big ground on them today. Likewise, James Wharton. Round turn 2. Stromstead once again looking in the mirrors. Deligny's coming to a halt. Oh no, Enzo Deligny, it's not gone well for him today. A real shame for the Red Bull Junior. And he trying to get himself to a safe position so this race can continue. That's a real shame for him. Battle for the lead, move for the lead incoming. Noah Stromstead there, trying to take the lead away from Teofil Nile. Couldn't quite do it in the end. What driving between both drivers here. Teofil Nile for Santalok Racing. And from Noah Stromstead as well. This has been superb stuff from the pair of them as they make their way over the crest now. We've seen a rookie on the top step this season. It has happened. We saw that with Evan Gilter. Are we going to see it again? There are the yellows, and there is the safety car, and that's going to make things very interesting. James Wharton, for example, if this race gets back underway, well, he is going to be very happy with that because that gap has just closed down. Rafa Camara is into the top 10. That's opened the door for him. For Teofil Nile, he'll be hoping that's just a very slow recovery. Well, we could be going into a 1-2 lap shootout, who knows? But Teofil Nile will certainly be taking his time when the restart comes around, I'm sure. Okay, safety car is out. Where are we in terms of the race so far? Teofil Nile leading. The rookie Noah Stromstead second. And then we have Brando Badua in third. Matteo De Paolo, 4th place. Then it is Pedro Clero, 5th. James Wharton next. Noah Stromstead trying to win this one as a rookie overall. Teofil Nile trying to get a first win for the Santalok team. What a result it would be for them if they could get their first win overall. For Noah Stromsted, what a result it would be if he could get a first win for RPM and as a rookie overall as well. He going for the rookie title, Teofil Nile going for big points. Safety car in this lap. Teofil Nile will now control the pace. The reigning Spanish F4 champion will control the pace. Makes his way round turn 7 and 8. The Santilog Racing driver looking to get a first win for that team will take us up towards the final couple of corners. The French driver for the French team. He's got Noah Stromsted just behind. He's got a best result of 7th this season. Can he get a first podium and a first win? Here he comes into the final couple of corners. Teofil Nile will have just a couple of laps to go as he heads across the line. We've got Stromsted in behind for RPM, Brando Badua after that, then it's Matteo De Paolo next along. We've got James Wharton trying to head his way up the order. He looks to the outside there as they make their way through the first corner for the penultimate time. All wide open as they head into the final couple of laps. Teofil Nile heading up towards turns 2 and 3. Roman Belinsky, he's going on the attack here straight away. Looks to the inside of Zach Davids. Side by side, they go in towards turn 3, and that's going to be a move complete for Roman Belinsky. Heads through, and that's a place done for him. He's up to P7. Teofil Nile has a gap there on Noah Stromsted as he hits the anchors. Stromsted ahead of Brando Badua, Matteo De Paolo in P4. Wharton up to P5, 3 abreast in the background. No contact between the 3, and we're side by side for the lead. Stromsted looking to the outside of Teofil Nile there as they head round turns 7 now and 8. Here they come through T7. Stromsted trying to line up a move for what would be the final lap, surely, when they come across the line next time. In the background, that's Rafa Kamara trying to make more ground, and also making more ground. Here comes Wharton. He's side by side with Claro. He's P5 in this race. Can James Wharton get himself onto the podium? He's only got one more lap to try and do it. Niall trying to get to a historic first win for Santilok. Noah Stromsted would bag the rookie win and big points in that championship, but he wants a first win for the RPM team. Final lap to go. Across the line we go up towards turn 3 for the final time. This is where it's going to be decided, surely. Niall's got to go defensive. Stromsted, can he sell the dummy? Yes, he can. Goes down the inside. Full lock there for Stromsted, but Niall gets the switch back. Teofil Nile gave him the space on the inside, knowing he would have the run on the exit, and Teofil Nile gets out in the lead. They're now side by side for second. To the inside, Badua. To the outside is Stromsted. Badua down the inside of Stromsted. Out front, Teofil Nile has this one to lose. Can it be 2 Santilok cars on the podium? Here comes Matteo De Paolo looking to the inside, can't quite get by. We've got James Wharton there in P5 in the background, trying to get on the podium. He's going to go to the inside of De Paolo very sensibly, thinks the better of it. He's in a fight for second in the championship. Round turn 8 they go, and up towards turn 9. Here comes Teofil Nile into the final 2 corners. He's dealt with this race very well, controlled it from the front after a very good launch, and it's going to be a historic first win for Teofil Nile and the Santilok Racing team, who will stand on the top step of the podium for the first time in one of the best races this championship has ever seen, and we say that for the second time this weekend. A congratulations, Teofil Nile and Santilok Racing, a win in round 8, race 2 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. What a breakthrough result for the reigning Spanish F4 champion. Noah Stromsted finishes second to take the rookie win, and what a result for him and his hopes in winning that championship. Brando Badua finishes in 3rd place, yet another podium for him. That's 7 now for Brando, and Matteo De Paolo gets his best result of the season with 4th. James Wharton came from 16th to 5th in the end. Pedro Clero, big points in terms of the rookie fight. P6 for him. Nikita Bedrin, 7th in the end. And then it was Rafa Kamara in 8th. Roman Belinsky came through to finish 9th from 18th. Zach David finishing in P10 overall. Ivan Dominguez was 11th. And then we had Evan Gilter in 12th place after he had an off-track excursion at turn 4. Uga Chukwu was 13th. Enzo Peugeot gained 14 places to finish 14th. Maschio was 15th. Garcia was 16th. And then we had Kanato Lee 17th. Dorian Pan was 18th. Ricky Liu was 19th. Nikhil Bora 20th. He picked up a 5-second penalty at the end of the race for track limits. Nico Lacorte 21st. Our non-finishers were then Deligny Andriolo, Pierre Giusti, Rinicella, Tapanen, and Bidon Bhakti. So a few non-finishers in that race. But Teofil Nile creating history, a new winner in the championship for driver and for team. RPM on the podium, congratulations to them. Noah doing the same as what his father did earlier, finishing in 2nd place. His father finishing 2nd just before we went out onto the grid. And Noah Stromstead doing the same thing. And Brando Badua, another podium for him, returns back to the podium, 7th for the season. But Teofil Nile, he had some struggles towards the start of the season. 7th place, his best result coming into this. He started to hit some form off the back of the summer break. They've been on the podium once before, Santalok Racing with Esteban Masson, and now it's another Frenchman on the podium. This time he takes them all the way to the top step. Teofil Nile taking the win for Santalok Racing, and that will feel very, very good for them. Congratulations to him. He's competed with Santalok Racing throughout his career, and to now get that for them, that'll feel very, very special for him. Noah Stromstead, 2nd place. I think he'll be thinking rookie points. He'll be very disappointed to have missed out on that win. He got a historic pole for the RPM team. He'll be disappointed he didn't quite get that win. You can see a very subtle shake on the head. He went for it down to turn 3. Full lockup for him. We'll watch back on that in just a second. So here we had it then. Noah Stromstead, it was leading us away. Brando Badua off the front row, but it was that launch from Teofil Nile who got the launch off the line, got into the race lead, and that put Teofil Nile up into the race lead, and he would start controlling the pace from there despite the chaos behind. And that was part of the chaos. Rafa Kamara losing his front wing. He would eventually recover to P8 in the race despite a pit stop, just to further prove his pace and dominance. This was when Rinicella went into the side of Tuka Tapanen after he had previous contact with Sandro Giusti. Nanda Bidon Bhakti involved in that as well. Ricky Liu had a scary moment here with Roman Andriolo. Roman Andriolo later retiring from the race from what I imagine was suspension damage to that car. This was Clero and Gilter. You can leave your thoughts. It's going to be investigated after the race. We'll leave that one to the stewards. This was the move on the last lap. Noah Stromstead, at least he can walk away and say he gave that one a go, and cleanly as well. Clean racing from them both, and a deserved win, I think, from Teofil Nile. Well done to him. Has been on fire all weekend. Qualified 3rd, a personal best qualifying, and now a first win for him and the team. Big celebrations coming their way. Well, he and Matteo De Paolo, I'm sure, will be hugely, hugely celebrating that one, and the rest of the Santalok racing team. What a day for them overall it has been to have a 1st and a 4th. That is absolutely superb. And Enzo Peugeot coming up 14 places as well. He'll feel what could have been for Enzo Peugeot had he been up in the fight. He'll feel that maybe he could have been a part of that as well. But nevertheless, 14 places gained for him in the end is quite the achievement. Very, very close racing overall. Some really commendable performances. The likes of Kamara, who had to come in for that pit stop, coming through to get the front wing changed to 8th. Well done to Roman Belinsky on a day where Trident, remember Lucas Salvadori, putting them in the points. That'll feel special for them and for him and for the team as well. Put on a very brave effort today. Wharton, hugely impressive to come through from 16th to 5th. De Paolo, that's a superb effort from him as well. Matteo De Paolo, what a performance from him. 13th through to 4th. That's one of his best drives, if not his best drive of the season. Nikita Bedrin, he drove very well from 10th through to 7th. The list could go on, but let's focus on our podium finishers. 3rd place, Brando Badua, he's racking them up. Another rookie win for Stromstead, he's racking those up. And a first win for Teofil Nile and Santalot Racing out there as a team for the first time. That'll feel very proud. Brando gets that trophy in the bag. It's the fight for 2nd in the championship that he'll be focused on now. Rafa Kamara just getting a few points in the bag. He'll be focused on the rookie championship. Noah, that's going to be quite significant, particularly with what happened to Evan Chilter and Teofil Nile. Performances like that just highlight what he is capable of going forwards as a driver. In one of the most chaotic races, one of the most entertaining races, to walk away the winner with some great defensive driving, some great moves, some great tactics. That'll feel very proud, and he'll really enjoy watching that one back. I'm sure he'll watch that one back a few times. Congratulations to him. And now the national anthem for driver and team together. Congratulations to our drivers there. What a result for Teofil Nile. What a result for Noah Stromstead. What a result for Brando Badua. And that is all for the Red Bull Ring. A brilliant race to conclude proceedings here. And just a couple of weeks before we do it all again, we'll be back for round 9, Barcelona, on the 28th and 29th of September. For now, from all of us here at Austria, it is goodbye.